Hello, today we are going to do some more graphing, and this is centered around invasive species, but it'll give us some graphing practice. I have a data table that's already filled in here, and you are going to graph this data down here. Now it's important to remember to set this all up properly. So in this case, we're looking at invasive species, how much area they take up over time. So time in years from 0 to 12, and area infested from 0 to 24. And this is in kilometers squared. So our independent variable, the one that we know, is the time in years. So that's going to go down here. We'll start at 0, and let's see how many lines we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we have 12 years. So we should be able to do 2 years every line. And you're going to continue it on. So 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, etc. to 12. And then for the y-axis, this is our dependent variable. This is the data that was collected. So they didn't know ahead of time the area infested. We'll start with 0 here, and we have the same number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's see, if we go from 0 to 24, I should be able to go by 5s. 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So you're gonna fill that in, and we want to label our axes. So area infested, kilometers squared. And then also I want you to try and put a title up here too. Titles are usually a combination of the independent and dependent variable. So see if you can think of a title that has to do with these two pieces of information. On this next page, we're going to add a little bit of information to our graph. So I've got two things here. I've got visibility, so how easy is it, not how easy is it to see this invasive species? What's the awareness of this invasive species? And then management, what can we do to get rid of that invasive species? And then I have some coordinates, and you're gonna add this information at each of these coordinates. So for example, let's do detection. X is 3, Y is 2.5. So my X for detection, 3, that's right about here. And the Y is 2.5, so that's right about here. And you'll have already graphed your data. So for these, you can always put an arrow and then write in detection. And you're gonna do that with each one of the visibilities and each one of the managements. The visibility I'm doing on the top, and the management I'm gonna do below, but you can do it however it works. You're gonna have some stuff that's gonna overlap, and that's okay. So let's try management. We'll do eradication feasible. So that means at this point, it would be feasible to eradicate the invasive species. And I look here, eradication 5 and 6, so 5 is right there. 6 is maybe about here. You have to take your best guess between 5 and 10, right? So 6 is maybe about there. And right here is where I'm going to write eradication feasible. So by the time you finish this graph, you're gonna have several pieces of information. You'll have the time and the area, and then you're gonna have some key points along that timeline. If you wanna add to this, the costs of all this also increase going up the y-axis, meaning More area invested, the higher the cost. But you don't have to graph anything for cost. That's just an added piece of information. All right, thank you.